Hi PDA families, this is Mike from AP2T, and this will be a quick video how to interpret your testing scores and how to correspond the testing packet with the exercise videos. So we got a video about a month or two ago that explained the purpose of the testing and how to interpret the scores. Once again, I'll go over that quickly. If we go to the video, which I will include, to 312 and start from there, it's going to have your scorecards. We're going to have a similar scorecard for the Nord board, which is the hamstrings, and the force frame, which is the hips. It's going to have average force on the left, the right, and your average asymmetry. So your asymmetry should be below 10%. If it's above 10%, meaning one side pushes or pulls or produces more force than the other, that's going to be a little bit of a red flag for potential injury. So we want to try to even those sides out. So over here, we see this athlete has a 6.4, pretty good. Scores look good over here. The bottom right had a team average. We actually took that out and we only included the normative data. So this is for all the athletes in the database. This includes athletes in colleges, youth athletes in Europe, youth athletes in South America, and of course, youth athletes here in the States. We have a first percentile all the way up to a 99th percentile. So if we look here, this athlete falls right in the 50th percentile, which is pretty good. Now, if those athletes are under the age of 15, I wouldn't worry about the normative data at all. And even if the athletes are 15 and above, I wouldn't worry about it so much. We want to see these numbers improve over time as we keep testing. And more importantly, we want to see this asymmetry number be below 10%. So this is consistent, like we talked about, with the force frames, which we see here, abduction and adduction. Additionally, it goes right into the force dex, which includes your jump height. That's going to include your peak power. That's going to include your RSI and your takeoff imbalance and landing imbalance, which are very important. If your foot, or I should say, your lower body favors one side or the other. Additionally, we have our sprint times, 10 meter, 30 meter. For the sprint times, we included a team average and we included individual rankings within the team. We did the same thing for the pro agility. I would focus a little bit more on the team average and where you fall versus the rankings, because the rankings could be separated by tenths of seconds, which are nothing. So we want to really make sure that we see here the team average of 2.01. This athlete is below that, 4.79 for the 30. This athlete is below that threshold as well, so they're doing a great job here. In this situation, the athlete could use a little bit of work on their agility. And we actually will provide exercises for that, which I'll explain in a little bit. We also have our beep test scores, same thing, team average and team ranking. So we always provide a packet, but we updated our packet this year to streamline it a little bit and make it a little bit easier to understand. So I'm going to go over that quickly. So this year performance packet, we provide daily mobility. We provide breath work, which we recommend doing a few times a week. Additionally, Dr. TJ Martino provides our strengthening for our hips and our hamstrings. So if the athlete is above or below a certain percentile, meaning the athlete's above 10%, like we talked about asymmetry, and let's say the left side is a little bit less than the right side, we want to improve the left side only. So we could do some of these drills and exercises we see here. If the sides are even and the asymmetry looks good, that would be maintenance. So you still want to do maintenance once a week. So you choose one exercise per body part per week. And for strength building, we choose 2 exercises per week. You click on the link, there's videos provided, as well as your sets and your reps. If you have any further questions, you can let me know. This is our physical therapist that we work with, but if you have your own physical therapist, own athletic performance trainer, by all means, please, we encourage you to consult them, somebody that you're comfortable with, and they will give you exercises that you could do. It's just really important to focus on the data. Agility and change of direction drills. We have our setups for each one. In addition, we have our instructions for the drills. We recommend you consulting your coach before you do these based on your practice and your game schedules. So we provided video links here that correspond with these. So if you click the first link, you notice we have our 4-cone setup here. It's going to go right to what the 4-cone setup is. If we decide we want to see what the t-test is, it goes right to the t-test with explanation videos. So if you have any questions, you can consult these video links that you'll get. We're going to pump right through this. So the arrowhead test set up, explaining the patterns again. So you'll have these visual representations as well as the video representations too. We have our speed and acceleration day. The main thing to think about for speed and acceleration is that you want to have a day rest prior if possible. Ideally, you want to be very well rested and you want to have a maximum amount of rest between every set. You're not going to really develop speed and really increase your acceleration if you're taking small rest times. So we have a program for that, week 1 and 2. Again, all the exercises are provided in the videos. 3 and 4, this corresponds up to 8 weeks. Also conditioning, like we say here, 1 or 2 times per week with the coach's approval. Goals to acquire a high volume of work at an elevated heart rate. And you always want to start the dynamic warm-up and a few sprints building into 100% max effort. Once more, the main thing here is to talk to your coach, tell him, hey, I'm going to do a hard conditioning day. When do you recommend doing it? This is really for people that want to improve their beep test score. Provide representation of what the drill looks like here. 2 different kinds of sets. Advanced, that would be for older athletes, and all others, which would be for younger ones. Obviously, the younger ones can try the advanced workouts as well. Typically, those would be for the athletes that had higher beep test scores. We give you 2 days worth of conditioning. Additionally, zone 2 cardio, recommended to be done on a bike or an elliptical. This can be done with the coach's permission on practice days or the day or before after intense trainings. So the intensity really doesn't matter so much, or the fatigue doesn't matter so much for zone 2. The goal is to keep your heart rate in zone 2 for 30 to 60 minutes. You can determine your max heart rate by 220 minus your age. If you don't have a heart rate monitor, just go very slow. The goal of zone 2 is to help build your aerobic capacity. So you don't want to be going too fast. You want to keep the heart rate nice and low for this. Also provide some basic nutrition information. If you do have any more nutrition questions, you could just shoot us an email and let us know. Be more than happy to get more in depth with you. And my email is here. Thank you all again. We appreciate your patience and the time with getting these results back. We had a lot of retests, so we really had to make sure that we had everybody in the database before we send the results out, because it could skew the averages, obviously. If you did not get a certain score on your scorecard, please email me right away. We did test a lot of athletes. Sometimes stuff gets caught pending in the cloud system, and we have to email Vault. So that can happen. If it did happen to you, I do apologize, but rest assured, we will get you your results. Thank you, and have a great day.